And yet, when this tournament did air, it proved to be one of the most popular of all time, and for very good reason. So if you don't find yourself glued to the screen as this one comes to a close, go check your pulse.
It's a story of brash confidence and huge heart, a miraculous comeback, a shattering fall, and maybe the most satisfying ending to a WPT event ever. We're talking, of course, about the Season 8 Borgata Poker Open in Atlantic City. At the time, it was the largest event in WPT history with over 1,000 players. It came down to 6 players whose names you might not have known, but included at least one that you will never forget. Let's get started with number 9 on our top 10 list, the WPT Season 8 Borgata Poker Open.
This should be exciting tonight because all of these players are making their first appearance in the pressure cooker of a WPT final table.
That's right, Vance. We've got a tournament rounder from Chicago, 2 tough cash game players out of Canada, and 2 amateurs who are taking time off from their day jobs to prove that they have what it takes to make it out here in the green felt.
Yes, but first they're going to have to get through the man with the most chips, online pro Olivier Bousquet. Now, he's regarded as a heads-up specialist. He usually only plays against a single opponent, but tonight he's close to being crowned the champion of the largest field ever for a WPT tournament.
Well, with tons of cash and a WPT title on the line, who's going to walk out of here as the next WPT champion?
Well, Mike, there's only one way to find out. Let's go watch him gamble.
So here we go, the final table of the Borgata Poker Open about to get underway. We started 5 days ago with a WPT record-setting field of 1,018 players. We are now down to these 6.
All right, the antes will start at 10,000, blinds 60 and 120,000. Winner going to take home close to $1 million. The cards are flying. Action on Keith Crowder, the real estate investor out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
We've got 4 guys in their 20s at this final table, all 6 making their first WPT final table appearance.
Well, Keith quickly folding. The accountant, Jeremy Brown, also folding. Chip leader, Olivier Bousquet, out as well.
Now we're around to the complete short stack. Kenny Wynn, he lays down as well, so it's a battle of the blinds here. Action's on Ivan MAMUZIC. He's the youngest player at the table, a student out of Canada.
300.
And he's got a king 3, and he's going to move it up to 300,000 to go.
Call.
And Yannick Broder taking no time there. He quickly calls with a pair of 3s. We got a pot.
Flop comes ace-7-6 with 2 hearts.
Helps neither player. Ivan MAMUZIC raised before the flop. Will he make the continuation bet?
That looks like he's doing it.
400.
400,000.
Wow, boldly played there by Ivan MAMUZIC. And it's going to work. So Ivan MAMUZIC
Oh, it's bad luck doing the first one.
sings the first tune here tonight. Well done. You know, he's a cash game player. Came up here to play cash games. Didn't want to play the tournament. And entered late. And he checks out every night. He says, I'm leaving. I'm not going to do that well. So I've checked out in the morning. But then he's continued. He's made the final table.
Yeah, every day goes farther. He can afford to pay that hotel bill.
All right. Quick action. Jeremy Brown, quick fold. The chip leader, Olivier, now with a 8-7. Nothing fancy. He goes out.
Now we're around to the short stack again. And I mean short stack, folks.
Here we go.
Second hand in the tournament?
You really want to bust that fast?
He's got a little over 500,000.
All right, it's not to play with you guys, and I'm short stack. I'm all in.
Look at this. He's going to push it in there.
Well, he's happy-go-lucky. He's shipping him in here.
Ivan goes out.
I don't blame him, Vince.
But here's the trouble now.
How much is it?
The small blonde Yannick Broder with ace-6 of spades.
Yannick's got about 5.4 million in chips. Can easily afford to make this call.
Have a good hand?
I have a very good hand, man. Keep Super 20 around for a little bit. Fold the hand one time.
Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you?
You gonna show?
Yeah, I show you. Yeah.
Very likable guy. Very personable.
All right, fold.
Whoa.
And I'm surprised that the poker pro Yannick Broder goes out there with an ace-6 suited. You have to know that the short stack is going to move in with any 2 cards.
How much more is it?
But the real estate guy, Keith Crowder, though, is going to make him sweat.
I have a good hand.
He's got just a queen deuce of spades.
How good is your hand, Antoine?
It can hurt you, Keith. I have a good hand.
Oh, he's such a liar. You got to love this guy with the big smile, the short stack, pushing it around like that.
Well, Keith is actually in 5th chip position himself, so he doesn't have that many chips where he can afford to give away $500,000 of them.
Kenny Wynn would love to take this right now. Bluffing his way on this hand, and it's going to work.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, Kenny says thank you, and why not?
I saw it.
So he shows him a 9-7 of clubs.
Oh, Kenny Wynn, the short stack, hanging in there by dental floss. Gonna take down that pot.
Wow, man.
That is unbelievable.
I knew I should have took you out.
When you short stack, not much you can do. You try to pick a good hand and you just go with it. You make 5 or 6 people left. You know that the field's over 1,000 players. From this point on, no matter what, I'm still happy. It's a nice score.
Kenny Super Twan win.
Well, we'll start out with Kenny Wynn. He is on the short stack right there, even though he just picked up a set of blinds and antes.
Good for Key, good for Super Twan.
Says he's always a happy guy, Vince. I mean, he is a fun guy.
No more gifts for you.
Kind of like having him at the table.
Well, the happy-go-lucky here tonight so far. Let's go down to the felt. Olivia Bousquet. Look at this hand. He's picked up a pair of kings.
Well, he's really the happy one because he's the big chip leader at this table, and now has picked up a big hand.
Yeah.
2 kings.
Makes it 300,000 to go, but there's trouble because Kenny Wynn behind him with a pair of 8s.
Well, Vince, when you're on the short stack and you pick up a pair like this, you almost have to go with it.
Wow, Super Twan is all in again, guys.
Well, here we go. He's all in again, he says.
Oh, boy. He's going to move it in. Ivan MAMUZIC going out, as well as Yannick. Keith Crowder, the real estate man, says no.
Well, Jeremy Brown out as well.
Oh.
And, of course, Olivier making the call.
Super Twan running into a brick wall this time.
Good-natured.
Gotta love his attitude, Vince. I'll say that.
Why I have to pick up 2-8 here?
What an opportunity for the heads-up specialist, the chip leader, Olivier Bousquet.
8.
Kings up against 8s.
Well, here we go. Flop is ace, jack, deuce. No help for Kenny. Knows he's going to have to catch an 8 to win this pot to stay alive. Looking for a snowman. Doesn't happen on the turn as a 10 comes up.
Yep.
Well, he's going to have an 8 ball in the corner pocket, or this is going to be game over for Kenny Wynn right here.
Yep, he needs a miracle. 1 card to come. Can Kenny get lucky?
8 on the river. Oh!
Nope, it's a 7. So that's going to do it for Super Twan. Kenny Wynn got in this tournament by winning a $350 satellite. Cashed out pretty good, Vince.
156,000 for Kenny, the Super Twan.
Oh, what do you think, Mike? Super Twan trying to be the nice guy at the table. Maybe it'll help him with the guys, but it didn't really pay off for him, did it?
Well, I think you should remain civil at the table, but I can remember what Stu Unger, who many consider the greatest player of all time, he once told me he's got to heat everybody at the table. He just wants to rip their throats out. So for him, no, don't be nice. Play to win.
All right, we'll keep it friendly right here on WPT Greatest Final Tables. The friendly won't last as we return to Atlantic City. The Season 8 Borgata Poker Open right after this.
My big blind. Let's play some poker.
Let's play some poker. I'm coming for it.
Welcome back to WPT Greatest Final Tables. We are watching number 9 on our top 10 list of all-time greatest finals. And this one might be our most controversial choice.
All right, the Season 8 Borgata Poker Open didn't have the big name players at the table. We don't say that it did, but it did have characters. Boy, did it have characters.
All right, we are down to 5 players just like that.
What you're looking at now is a chart that shows the percentage of chips that each player has. Obviously, with 5 players left, if you have 20% of the chips, you have an average chip stack. Olivia Bousquet, our chip leader, has nearly twice that size.
All right, we're down to 5-handed poker. Action going to Jeremy Brown. Jeremy with an ace-8.
Now, Jeremy graduated from Penn State in accounting. He started playing poker in college.
And he's just going to call. Now the heads-up specialist, the chip leader, Olivier Bousquet, now with a king-7, contemplating what to do.
Well, he knows he's got chips, he's got power.
400.
Well, Olivier's made it 400,000.
There you saw Jeremy taking a little drink right there, trying to relax himself here at this final table.
And a few quick folds. Around to Keith Crowder. The oldest player at the table, 39 years old, and he's also going to fold.
Back around to Jeremy. He's going to call him with the ace-8.
So it's down to the 2 New Yorkers, the 2 chip leaders in this pot alone. So here's the flop.
Now flop comes king, queen, 5 with 2 clubs.
Olivier gets lucky, hits the pair of kings.
Well, he flop top pair, and Jeremy quickly checks.
Nothing hitting there for him. Olivier Bousquet also going to check.
And Olivier is a pro. He's won over $2 million playing online. Heads up, sit and goes.
Wow. And now he's hit his 2 pair, kings and sevens.
Because he checked on the flop, perhaps Jeremy will take a stab at this pot. Most players would, but he's not. Wisely checking here.
Yeah, that is a wise check.
525.
And he's got to bet the 2 pair now. Come out of the woods, 525,000.
No card Jeremy can catch to win this pot, so anything he puts in the pot right now, just say adios to.
No tricks for Jeremy. He's going to fold his hand.
Olivier Bousquet, very successful online poker pro, plays about 1,000 heads-up sit-and-goes a month. Those are heads-up tournaments. Does very well.
I'll take a butt heavy.
A very bright guy. Graduated from Cornell as a philosophy major. Now just plays poker.
Okay, quick fold by Olivier Bousquet. MAMUZIC also going out. And now it is around to the poker professional out of Montreal, Yannick Broder.
Raise.
27 years old. He's got just a 4 deuce this time.
Well, he's going to raise it. A position raise, as we say. Raising on the button here. Hope the blinds throw their hand away where he can steal the pot, but
Keith Crowder, who always looks like he's about to play the hand, but then folds again.
and Jeremy has the ace-3 of diamonds. Again, he's going to call the raise.
Flop comes up.
Oh, what a dream flop for Jeremy. It's come ace-7-4 with 2 diamonds. He's got top pair and the nut flush draw. Quickly checks.
And he's going to get Yannick to bet just his measly pair of 4s. Looks like 350,000.
Well, he did flop bottom pair. His opponent did check. He made a continuation bet, but got called. Probably not liking it. Now a 9 comes off.
Jeremy again going to check. Throwing the rope. And Yannick. There's his girlfriend Claudia in the audience, sweating her man. Yannick is going to bet 625,000 this time.
Well, it's just hoping that perhaps Jeremy has middle pair and would throw it away with a bet, or just has a flush draw and would throw it away. But unfortunately for Yannick, Jeremy has made the call here.
Going to the river, another 9 pairs. The 9s.
Well, he's checked, and I'll tell you one thing: if Yannick fires a big bet here, it's going to be a tough call to make with an ace-3. But he does, and he checks. Just hopes his opponent's got just a flush draw without the ace, but no. Jeremy's going to take down this pot with aces up.
Nicely done.
I always hoped that I'd be on television playing poker. Now it's finally come true. I like to talk and have a good time out there. If you like to get wild and crazy and see an aggressive player, then it'll be fun to watch me.
There you see our chip leader, Olivier Bousquet. Poker pro out of New York, has nearly 40% of the chips.
Winner going to take home close to $1 million here tonight in Atlantic City. Let's go to the table. Yannick Broder, first to act. Poker pro out of Montreal, Quebec. And he quickly folds his hand. And now the real estate man, Keith Crowder, who's been playing very selectively this evening so far, has a king-jack.
Yeah, he's picked up Kojak here, as we say.
$280.
Makes it 280,000 to go. Jeremy Brown going out.
Around to the chip leader.
What'd you start the hand with, Keith? 2-7?
Yeah,
Still around
2-7. Yep.
He's in the small blind with just a 9-6 of hearts.
Well, the kind of hand you like to see flops with, but will you call the raise from a guy who's played pretty tight?
Yep, very tight.
I raise.
But Olivier's not only going to call, he says raise.
Wow.
Look at this.
Unbelievable. The chip leader coming right over the top.
Makes it 1.1 million to go. MAMUZIC won't play, so it's back around to Keith Crowder.
You making a play here?
Yes, he is.
Thought about it a very long time.
I like this. Likes to talk at the table.
We haven't mixed it up much recently.
How about none?
I knew eventually you was going to make a play at me. So,
I'll tell you, good poker instincts by Keith here.
that's cool. Take it.
He's a local grinder here in Borgata. This is home casino, but he's going to lay it down.
Take it down, sir. Take it down. Take it down.
Well, in poker, you got to follow your instincts many times.
A big stack bully.
That'd have been a good time for Keith to do it.
Big stack bully. Big stack bully. Can't wait for my double up.
And he's starting to be as bitter as a cup of coffee at 7-Eleven.
He tried to give it to you, didn't call.
I pick a little bit better.
Wow, this is getting interesting.
All right, let's go. My big blind. Let's play some poker.
Let's play some poker. I'm coming for
Let's
it.
play some
Jeremy
poker.
Brown
I
looks
lost
down at
my
10-3
first
of
pot.
hearts.
I wish I had something.
I'm on
Yeah,
tilt.
he won't play that.
You're on tail right now?
I'm on tilt already.
Here's the bluffer
He's
himself.
raising my blind already.
Gonna raise again with King 10.
Poker guys, take care of me.
MAMUZIC is going out. And now Yannick Broder with an 8 deuce also folds.
Poker guys, take care of me, poker guys.
And look at this, Keith Crowder talking to himself.
First was bad for you.
Yeah, well, definitely wants to pick up a hand here to come back over the top of him, but doesn't do it.
Second one is good for you.
Now just a Jack 8.
You're gonna lay it down.
King 3, no
Wow.
good.
And it's all smiles for the chip leader right now, and why not?
Well, the interesting thing is Crowder knows where he is. I mean, it's just good poker instincts. They know this guy's going to bully this table, has a lot of chips, but sometimes you can't pull the trigger even though you know a guy's manipulating you.
Well, it's a lot easier said than done, I can tell you that, especially when you're playing for nearly $1 million.
All right, on this hand, Keith picks up an ace-3 in early position,
I call.
so he's going to just call. Jeremy Brown going out.
Olivier out as well this time.
But Ivan with an 8-6 also going to call. Yannick Broder with a King-Jack. Not going to race.
Well, Yannick's in the big blind, says give us a flop. So for the first time tonight, we have three-way action. Here comes a flop. The flop has come King 3 deuce.
Ivan first to act, hits nothing there, and he checks.
Well, Yannick has top pair. He's also going to check.
But look at this, Keith Crowder with the measly 3 is going to bet 200,000. Ivan going out, and Yannick, of course, going to call this.
Well, Yannick and Keith staring down each other here. Look at Keith looking him up. Queen of clubs comes off. Well, again, Yannick checks top pair.
Keith Crowder, what a poker face.
Well, he says, give us a card here.
Like his style here. Oh, it just gets better for Yannick. 2 pair now, kings and jacks. Nightmare night here for Keith Crowder on this hand.
Well, Yannick's going to reach for chips this time.
Wow, 350,000.
This is the guy that played hockey all of his life, virtually. From the time he was 3 till the time he was 20. And right now he's trying to put the puck right between the net.
Yeah, anything?
And he's got the hand to do it.
I don't think we have a king.
Now putting him on the king because he checked it
4 or
twice.
5 or something.
This could get ugly.
It does look like he might have a wheel draw or something here, the way he played this hand. Most guys would have check raised with the king on the flop. He didn't do that. Checked on the turn.
I like the way Keith is studying. Not just looks at his face, but he looks at his whole entire body.
But he's going to look him up.
Ooh.
Well, Vince, he's looking him up because he thought he might have had a straight draw there, but he didn't raise or bet on the flop or the turn, but unfortunately, his instinct's wrong on that occasion. Keith Crowder ran into some trouble there, but things are about to get much, much worse for the real estate man when we return on WPT Greatest Final Table.
I'm going to felt you and take your chips over here. I can't wait to felt you.
Welcome back to WPT Greatest Final Tables, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
One of my first time in Atlantic City. I was like 21 years old, tried to make a living with the poker. We went to watch the WPT, and we'll be lucky to have a place in the audience to watch the show. I remember I was really exciting to see all the big names like Daniel Negreanu, David Williams. Like 5 years after that, I'm gonna be playing at the big table with all the guys, so I'm really in shock.
Welcome back to WPT Greatest Final Tables, where we're counting down the top 10 most thrilling final tables in WPT history. We're watching number 9 tonight, the Season 8 Borgata Poker Open from Atlantic City. The great T.J. Cloutier used to say he could learn more about a man in 20 minutes in a poker game than in 20 years in the real world. And on this night, back in 2010, we found out a lot about what each of these players were made of.
That is so true. Now, you always say that poker is the best reality show on TV, and you are right, because you can't beat the drama of a game where a single mistake can literally cost a man millions of dollars. And for drama, you can't beat the Season 8 Borgata Poker Open, and that's why we chose it as number 9 on our top 10 list of greatest WPT final tables of all time.
As we return to the action, heads-up specialist Olivier Bousquet is way out in front, but things are about to change in Atlantic City.
Right now, Olivier Bousquet running over the table with about 12.3 million in chips. This is the largest field ever in WPT history. 1,018 players. We're down to these 5.
I'm coming for Keith's stack now.
Listen. You're gonna double me up.
I'm not gonna double you up.
Well,
I'm just
my
gonna
last
take
chip
your
is
chips.
in the
I'm gonna felt you and take your chips over here.
Double me up.
I can't wait to felt you.
All right, to the table we go. A quick fold by Jeremy. Olivier Bousquet, our chip leader, also going out.
In my blind, too. It's probably gonna happen next hand.
Around to Ivan. He's going to raise it on the button with a Queen 9 offsuit. Makes it 300,000 to go, but look at this in the small blind.
Uh-oh.
Yannick has picked up 2 kings.
He's the poker pro out of Canada. Got the kings. Do you just call? Do you play it slow, try to trap, or do you push now?
Now, Vince, the guy's a hockey player all his life, so he's going to put the slap shot on him right here for over 1.1 million.
Yep, makes the big raise. Puts up the sweatshirt over his mouth like he does every time he's in a hand. And now the real estate guy, Keith, tilting away, goes out. Back around to Ivan.
You're the best, sweetheart.
Well, Jeremy happy just that the drinks are still flowing. As you pointed out, he had 100 bottles of beer in the wall, down to about 90 now.
Ivan folds his hand.
Trying to steal my blind. Ran into something.
Your blind's still gone.
It's all good.
Mission accomplished.
That's right. Good job.
They are yapping it up, having a good time.
So those are boomerang trips.
Except for Keith.
They leave and they come back with friends.
Keith's gonna get felted right now. Right now, he's gonna try to buy my blind.
Next hand in play. Olivia quickly
He's
folding.
getting felted.
It's all you, Jeremy.
Keith is getting felted.
Look at this, Jeremy saying Keith is getting felted. Getting personal here.
And they saying they're all going to fold around to the blind, and that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah.
And now Keith has picked up 10-4 spade. Got the highway patrol hand in the small blind. Notice Jeremy has 2 8s in the big blind, but it's a stare-down contest now.
If you do it, you're gonna get felted.
Well, he's egging him on. This is a great New York talk here.
I will send you home early.
Well, so far,
Man. Can you cut the alcohol off, please?
Keith hasn't made a right decision yet at this final table.
You know you got a quality hand. You just want to push your player
I'm all
into
in.
a bad decision, and he makes it.
Wow. He's all in, and it gets called right away.
What a gross!
I never realized what a giant Jeremy is, too.
Well, he's
The 10 is
6'4".
coming.
The 10 is not coming.
The 10 is coming. It's cool. It's cool.
Look at this. Great talk. Gets a man to call
The 10 is
to go
coming.
all in with just a
The 10 is
10-4.
coming.
He's getting the action he wants. But anything can happen on the World Poker Tour. And we will see the first 3 cards.
Well, Keith Crowder hoping to get lucky here. Let's see if it'll happen. Well, it's come 4 deuce deuce.
Keith picks up a piece of it. Pair of 4s.
Well, he needs a 10 or a 4 to take the lead. 2 running spades would give him a flush.
No, 10's right on the turn.
Keith staying optimistic. Will he be right? No. 5 of clubs on the turn. No help to Keith.
Well, we're down to the river card. Keith Crowder must catch a 10 or a 4 on the river.
Right here. Put the 10 down there.
Otherwise, he'll be our 5th place finisher.
10 or 4 is good.
His dream of becoming a champion all on the line with his card.
Well, he said he thinks it's his time, but it's not. Jack of diamonds on the river. That's going to do it for Keith Crowder, who finishes in 5th place. And Vince, tonight he was just marching with 2 left feet. That's all there is to it. His timing off at this final table.
Well, you're right. The chips finally hitting the fan for Keith Crowder, out in 5th place. Going to pick up 188,000.
Keith, I just got in your head.
And just like that, we are down to 4. But what great talk.
I did. I definitely did.
Jeremy Brown, the New Yorker, to egg his opponent on to making a bad move.
You know, I just lost my patience. I didn't think he had much. He did. Every time I pushed on him, he had a hand. So, you know, I can look in the mirror and blame myself for this one.
All right, Andes have gone up to 20,000 blinds, 80 and 160. Back to table, a quick fold by Ivan. Yeah, Yannick with the button with just 8-5. What's he doing here?
He's raising on the button, just like a lot of top pros would do. Makes it 400,000 to go.
But the New Yorker, Jeremy, a quick call with Queen Jack right behind him.
Olivier, the chip leader, goes out.
Flop comes up 10-8-6. Yannick hitting his eights.
Check two.
Inside straight draw for Jeremy Brown. But they both check.
A little surprised Yannick would check second pair there, but he did so. Now an ace comes off. This gives Jeremy a two-way straight draw. King or a 9 would give him a straight.
Jeremy checking again, though. And Yannick also checking with the eights. River card coming down.
Oh, 5 comes off. This gives Yannick 2 pair. But Jeremy, with just a queen high, is going to try to steal this pot here with a bet, it looks like.
Well, the hearts are out there, but the way he never made any moves there seems like a pretty mandatory call. You would think it's a $575,000 bet, though.
Well, you could be beat here, Vince, as you say, but you are going to make the call with 2 pair, no doubt about it.
Queen high.
2 pair.
He does so. And Jeremy gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar there.
Yeah, the New Yorker's walking there.
Oh, boy. Better order another beer.
Nice call by the Canadian.
What are you raising with 5-8 for, huh?
What do you call me with?
I called you with a lot better than that.
1-1.
What's that?
1-1.
That's all right.
Let's go back to this hand. Jeremy quickly folding.
And Olivier on the button. He folds as well.
I was suited.
Now Ivan
I was
MAMUZIC.
suited too.
No, I'm not.
Jack 9 in the small blind, but he's going to raise. Makes it 400,000 to go into Yannick.
Yannick just has a 5-4, but he's got 160,000 out there in the big blind. He's going to make the call and see a flop, and he's flopped an open end straight as it comes deuce 3-3.
Action to Ivan.
Going to make the continuation bet here, even though he just has Jack high. $500,000.
Oh boy, nicely done by the 23-year-old.
Well, many players might come over the top with a straight draw here like this, but Yannick just going to make the call. Looking for an ace or a 6 to make a straight. A deuce comes off. 2 pair on the board.
On Ivan again, and does he have the heart to bet with nothing? Yes, he does. 850,000.
Yannick's going to think this guy is Ivan the Terrible when he sees this guy continuing to bet with just a jack high.
And that is just too much heat. Yannick has to go out. Nicely done.
Yep, playing a little tune there on his man Yannick. No doubt about it.
You've got to salute Keith Cratter right there. He lets Jeremy Brown get into his head and then flat out admits that he screwed up. It's actually very refreshing.
Well, what amazes me, Vince, is that the very next year, Keith Crowder, Jeremy Brown, and Olivier Bousquet, and even me, made a deep run in this event, but the field was bigger than the 1,000 players it was from season 8.
True. Proves that these guys at the table did have great talent, but as you remember, Mike, at this final table, as it progressed, it became less about brilliant poker moves and more about out-and-out psychological warfare. Don't go away.
Welcome back to WPT Greatest Final Tables, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
We are looking back at number 9 on our list of the top 10 greatest final tables of all time. We're down to 4 players at Atlantic City's Borgata Poker Open, WPT Season 8, where the most frequent word about to be heard at this final table is not raise, not call, but cocktail.
Four-handed poker continues. And there's Jeremy Brown on a bit of a rush right now. This time he just has an 8-7. But he's interested. He's going to call it. Olivier folding. Ivan MAMUZIC with a 9-7 also calling. And Yannick with just a 5-4 content to see the flop.
So we've got 3-way action out of 4 players here. Flop comes ace-9-3, all spades.
Ivan hitting a pair of 9s there, but no spade. He's first to act, and he looks like he's getting chips out. Yep, he's going to bet 325,000.
Now Yannick with the wheel draw and the baby spade flush draw, he throws his hand away.
But the New Yorker, Jeremy Brown, getting none of that and no spade. Absolute zip and pip.
I raise it.
He's taking his time. He says raise.
Unbelievable. No hand and no draw, and he comes right over the top of Ivan here.
His friends loving it. Little do they know that he has horrible hand. Well, a lot of guts here by Jeremy Brown. Makes it 9.75 to go.
Well, he's not betting on the cards, Vince, that's for sure. The guy didn't raise before the flop. You don't put him on an ace. Maybe he'll throw a flush draw away if it's a smaller flush draw.
Ivan in a quandary right now.
Well, Jeremy, a Penn State grad, playing this hand like a lion, that's for sure. The former Nittany Lion taking down this pot with bold, aggressive play.
What a nice move, picking up that pot. And he smiles. Well, you got to feel proud. That's beautifully done. Back the table, action on the Canadian. Yannick Broder, poker pro. He quickly folds his hand, but Jeremy picking up a big hand.
400.
Ace, king of clubs. Makes it 400,000 to go.
Well, he's all smiles right now. Winning pots and picking up cards at the same time.
Chip leader Olivier with a queen jack. And look at this little tasty re-raise. Makes it 850. Ivan out.
And Jeremy just calls the re-raise. Most guys would just come right over the top with ace-king suited here, especially against the chip leader, but not Jeremy. Wants to see a flop, and what a flop it is as it comes ace-king 5.
Oh, and Jeremy shaking his head.
He's shaking his head, but he's all grins.
Shaking his head. Usually when you shake your head, you have a big hand, and that's exactly what he has. Bad tell there by Jeremy.
What are you trying to do here, huh?
Olivier is going to fire out the continuation bet here.
Yep.
950,000.
Didn't pick up on Jeremy's antics.
Oh, look at Jeremy now, staring up at the sky, wondering what to do. Well, all he's wondering is, do I just call and continue to trap this guy, or do I come over the top of him right here?
I call.
He's just going to call.
Big trouble here for the chip leader, Olivier, unless he hits a 10, but no, it's a deuce of clubs. Action on Olivier.
Getting thirsty over here.
Look at this Jeremy saying, I'll take another drink.
Olivier, obviously not picking up on these kind of tells. He is going to fire out over 2 million in chips here.
I'm all in.
And Jeremy going all in.
Yeah,
Well,
here comes the baseball bat. That's when you do it.
now, Vince, I got to tell you the truth. I know this guy's a great online poker pro, but I believe Olivier needs to work on his live tells a little bit.
Yep.
Got 2 Canadians, 2 New Yorkers. All 4 of these guys making their first WPT final table appearance. All 4 of them in their 20s. Youth will prevail once again on the World Poker Tour.
Blind still 80 and 160,000. Winner going to take home close to $1 million here tonight. Action going to the New Yorker. He's an accountant out of New York, Jeremy Brown. Got a jack 7 and he quickly folds.
Surprising, right?
Now Olivier Bousquet used to be the chip leader. He's got king 6 this time. He's going to move it up to 400,000, Mike. Ivan out.
Yannick Broder, hockey player all of his life, lives in Montreal, looks down at 2 snowmen. He's got the 2 8s. He has seen the former chip leader, I'm talking about Olivier, spiral downward a little bit. So you wonder how he's going to play these 2 8s against him.
1.3.
Well, there's your answer, 1.3 million.
But he's going to just push Olivier right out of this pot.
So chalk that one up to great poker instincts by Yannick Broder from Canada right there. The hockey player putting one in the net there. Well, Olivier came to this final table as the big chip leader.
One more Budweiser.
Nothing seemingly going right for the online poker pro right now.
So funny because early on he was the bully at the table. He was pushing everyone around. He stood up straight. Now look at him. He's a shell of himself.
She should know what I want, right?
All right, this time it's up to him again. He's got an ace 6.
Yeah. Now one of those marginal kind of hands, but you almost have to play him short-handed. He's going to raise it again, 400,000.
Into Mr. MAMUZIC, who folds. And now the Canadian, Yannick, with a king 8, also folding. But Jeremy Brown with an ace 9 is going to make the call.
Well, here comes the flop. Let's come 7-7-5 with 2 clubs.
I check to the better.
Jeremy says, I'll check to the better.
I check to the better.
Well, that's Olivier's girlfriend in the crowd.
And Olivier, will he make the continuation bet? You gotta give him credit. He's got heart. He's betting 475,000 with his ace high.
Well, now Jeremy's got a tough problem as to what to do. He might think his ace high is the best hand, but besides calling this bet,
Check it.
can you stand the pressure of future bets? Well, Jeremy's going to check in the dark. In other words, he's checking before the card even comes out there. And Olivier sees that. The king of clubs comes off, putting a possible flush out there.
Want to rethink that now. He's got the 4 flush, but it's too late. He's checked it already. And Olivier checking behind him.
Well, you're fearful a little bit your opponent might have had a flush draw. Indeed, Jeremy's got the ace of clubs. He does have the nut flush draw now. A 7 comes off, putting 3 7s on the board.
600.
Jeremy is going to fire out there now, 600,000. They both have exactly the same hand, 3 7s with an ace king. And what Olivier's thinking about here, if a guy had a flush, would he bet when there's 3 7s on the board? I don't think so. He would just check it down and hope it was good. So he's trying to figure out, did the guy have a full house all the time? Would he really bet 7s full of 5s in this spot? Is my ace high any good right now? Vince, I think he may call him here with the ace high, and indeed he's doing it.
He's got ace high.
This is going to be a split pot.
Wow, great call.
That's a nice call by Olivier right here, folks, I can tell you. He thought things out pretty good. Didn't think the guy would bet a flush. Jeremy staring down there. Wow. He's thinking, pretty good call by this guy.
Hell of a call, dude.
Yep, Jeremy giving him respect right there as he guzzles another beer. Split pot, and we move on.
Fine call.
Action going to Olivier on this hand. Let's see what he's got. Well, it looks like a queen jack.
Call.
Yeah, Olivier seemingly playing every pot now and getting some hands to play him with.
Ivan MAMUZIC behind him with the button with a king 9. And he's going to push it up a bit.
Well, he's going to raise it, makes it 525,000 to go. Yannick looks down at an ace 4 offsuit. First guy limped in, the next guy raised it. This kind of hand most players would just muck immediately here. You just hate to play an ace and a baby card when 2 players are in the pot in front of you and it's been raised.
Girlfriend Claudia rooting her man on.
2 million.
And look at this, he's going to make it 2 million. Gee, Jeremy out, Olivier also out.
What a bet by Yannick Broder right here. Well, Ivan's just posing for the cameras. He's not playing either, Vince. I can promise you with a king 9 offsuit. He knows his opponent's about pot committed, so if he would raise it, he'd get called, and you just don't want to get your money in there with a king 9 in this spot. You have to give Yannick a lot of credit for making this raise. Unbelievable. Ivan does go out. Yannick does win the pot. And right there, the former hockey player just sensed a couple guys were sneaking across the blue line or something, and he whacked him with a stick. So, Vince, what's your opinion of drinking at the poker tournament?
Good question. Order me up another one, for Pete's sake. No, actually, it can be fun. It can loosen up a player, as we know. It makes a player sometimes become more aggressive, more dangerous. But Jeremy Brown there, I think, maybe he's using it as a weapon, trying to confuse his opponents there. Maybe people start thinking, what is he doing? Is he too drunk? Can I take advantage of him? A skillful player can use that misperception to his advantage.
Well, it's a dangerous game. And for one player, it means the end of the road when we return to WPT Greatest Final Tables after this. Welcome back to WPT Greatest Final Tables. We're down to 4 players at Season 8's Borgata Poker Open in Atlantic City. Ironically, the largest WPT event in history up to that time started its final table with heads-up specialist Olivier Bousquet leading the field.
That's right, but the table captain at this final table has been the accountant, Jeremy Brown, who's been throwing them back and knocking them down to take the chip lead four-handed. Let's get back to the action.
Close to $1 million. First place prize here tonight, $925,000. Second place, $453,000. And right now, our chip leader is the accountant out of New York, Jeremy Brown. He has $12.2 million in chips.
Yeah, the graduate from Penn State out in front right now and feeling good.
To the table we go. Action on the Canadian. Ivan MAMUZIC looks down at an ace-7 of clubs. Pretty attractive hand in a four-handed poker game, and he's going to raise it. Makes it $400,000 to go.
It's folded around to Olivier Bousquet, who looks down at 2 5s in the big blind. He's been playing very aggressive at this final table, played a lot of hands, but Takes a conservative mode here by just calling. Doesn't re-raise with the 2-5s. Here comes a flop. A flop is 9-6-3 with 2 hearts. Olivier still out in front with the 2-5s.
Check.
And he checks.
Yep. Ivan also checking. Nothing hitting on that flop. Here goes the turn card.
Well, a 7 comes off. Ivan has made the best hand now with 2 7s. Olivier, however, has a 2-way straight draw. A 4 or an 8 would make him a straight.
And he's going to bet on the come. It looks like 525,000 with no real hand at this moment.
Well, Ivan's going to call him with the 2 7s.
Yeah, big pot brewing here. Down to the river. Who's going to get lucky? Oh, look at this, a 5. 3 of a kind there.
Unbelievable. Olivier has outplucked him, as we say, on the river here. He's now out in front, but there is a possible flush and a possible straight out there. So do you want to bet trips here?
A lot of danger everywhere with these 5 exposed cards. But Olivier looks like he's getting the guts up. Putting the chips out. It's 1.150 in chips.
Really?
Well, he's bet about half the size of the pot here. And Ivan now trying to figure this out. Would the guy really bet on the come with a straight draw if he just had a 4 or an 8 in his hand?
I call.
Whoa.
He's going to make the call with the 2 7s.
It's good.
And Olivier's 3 5s are going to win this pot. And Vince, maybe that'll get him back on the right track there. A great value bet on the river there. A dangerous bet in my view, but one that paid off for Olivier there.
Real nice bet.
Ivan MAMUZIC paying that off.
Oh boy, like he just broke a guitar string on that one.
All right, back to the felt we go. Action on our chip leader, Jeremy Brown.
400.
And he's got a nice hand. Ace Queen, making it 400,000 quickly. Olivier out. Ivan also out.
Now around to the big blind here. Oh, and look at this. Yannick Brodeur has picked up Ace King. He's got big slick in the big blind.
Raise.
Oh, pippity doodah. You love Ace King when another guy has Ace Queen. And of course, Yannick says raise.
Yannick sitting in 3rd chip position at the moment.
I'm all in.
Call.
Wow, all in and called. Jeremy knows he made a mistake when he got called that quick. And this is amazing, Vince. Yannick Brodeur will take the chip lead if he wins this pot.
Damn.
He's got way the best hand. Ace King against Ace Queen.
Maybe you got it.
For a guy playing in his first ever WPT tournament, he could be the chip leader with 4 players left if the Ace King holds up.
Throw a queen out there one time.
Jeremy begging for a queen.
Queen.
Can he get it on the flop? Nope.
Well, flop comes 9-8-6.
Queen, please. 10 jack.
Jeremy's going to need a queen to win the pot. A 10 jack
10
would do
jack,
it for him as
queen.
well.
King
He's
of
looking for a
hearts,
lucky
estate.
lady. Oh, and he hits it on the turn. Look at that. Queen comes right off on the turn.
Oh, the Brew Boys celebrating with them.
Well, it's not over. Yannick can catch a king on the river and win the pot. But Vince, I got to tell you, he took that turn card about as good as anybody I've ever seen when you're playing for $1 million. Hardly flinched when it came off of there.
Yannick needs a miracle, but does not get it.
Yes! Yes!
Well, there's tough luck for the Canadian right there. Knocked out in 4th place on a bad beat.
Yes!
Oh, yeah, Yannick completely stunned here. Just like that, Yannick out. He's going to pick up 216,000. What a gentleman, walking away with a lot of class, and we are down to 3. Jeremy Brown said that was sick. I know one thing, Mike. At the time, I thought Jeremy Brown would definitely be sick the next morning if he didn't slow down on the booze. I mean, the guy would have made Mel Gibson proud.
Well, at this point, Vince, in the tournament anyway, it seems as if nothing can stop Jeremy Brown except maybe himself. Can he sober up in time to win a WPT title, or will he be on the wrong end of the greatest comeback in WPT history?
Well, we will see. We'll be back next time with the conclusion of the number 9 final table in our countdown, the Season 8 Borgata Poker Open. Until next time, the WPT Greatest Final Tables, I'm Vince Van Patten.
And I'm Mike Sexton. Thanks for watching. WPT Greatest Final Tables is brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Coming up on WPT Greatest Final Tables.
You want to dance this hand?
No, I don't.
I should just close my eyes and go to bed.
That's true.
Can I get a drink? Bottoms up, boys.
Looking at all that cash.
Everything you have. Hell no! It's impossible!
Everyone in the house standing, holding their breath. It's over.
$3.7 million. What an epic battle was.
Welcome to WPT Greatest Final Tables, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. We've combed our archives and selected the top 10 most historic and thrilling finals in WPT history. Tonight, we arrive at number 9 on our list, the Season 8 Borgata Poker Open. I'm Mike Sexton.
And I'm Vince Van Patten. Now, tonight's final table might be the most controversial selection on our entire list. Some people even said this episode should never have been shown, it never should have been broadcast, but it turned out to be one of the most popular WPTs of all time.
The Season 8 Borgata Poker Open was the largest WPT event ever at that time, with over 1,000 runners. But it's what happened when we got down to that final table that makes this a top 10 selection.
It's so true. As you will see, there are 2 lessons to draw from this final, and neither one is a poker lesson. The first is do not celebrate until after you've won, and the other is no matter what the odds, never give up.
Let's go back to Atlantic City for the conclusion of the Season 8 Borgata Poker Open, our selection as one of the WPT greatest final tables ever. Well, this Borgata Poker Open had the largest field in the history of the WPT with 1,018 players. We are down to our final 3. The Canadian Ivan MAMUZIC on the short stack right now with $2.7 million in chips.
And there's the online pro Olivier Bousquet from New York with $9.5 million.
And our chip leader, the Penn State grad Jeremy Brown with over $18 million.
All right, the antes are 20,000, blinds are 100 and 200,000. Let's go to the felt. Action on Ivan MAMUZIC. Well, Ivan, a student out of Canada,
500.
gets out of the way here to let the 2 chip leaders go at it.
Well, Jeremy with ace-8 has raised to 500,000. Olivier right now with a king-5.
Look at this, Vince. He's going to come right over the top here with just a king-5 offsuit.
There's Olivia's girlfriend in the audience, Lorelei.
I was getting ready to tell you you're making some great laydowns.
Olivier is a heads-up specialist.
And then you go and do
This
that.
time, his head could come off if he gets too fancy here. He is raised to 1.7.
You want to dance this hand? So we might be doing it.
2 New Yorkers going at each other.
How much more do you have?
I think I started with like 9.
And it says, how much have you got? Wants him to count down the chips
I have
for him.
about 7.5 million.
All right, I'm all in.
Whoa. What a play here by Jeremy Brown. He's moved all in with an ace-8 offsuit.
And Olivier quickly mucking his hand. And there are Jeremy's friends, the Brew Boys, partying it up in the front row, loving it. Well, the stakes so high for these guys. Look at that. The winner going to take home close to $1 million.
Well, what a great all-in bet by Jeremy Brown right there to take down that pot.
And this hand right now, Jeremy's picked up a wired pair of 6s.
500.
Going to make it 500,000. Olivier, disgusted, goes out. And Ivan MAMUZIC, he has said all in. He's got a pair of 3s here. And a quick call by Jeremy with the 6s. Jeremy loving this.
Cooler.
Well, of course he's loving it because you got your position where you're an 80% favorite to win the hand. It's
Domination here at Borgata. Jeremy Brown, the accountant from New York, in a great position to break a player.
He's got the 6s. His opponent's got 2 3s.
Here comes the flop. Oh, and he's
a
caught a
6
6.
right on the flop. It's come queen 9-6. The only way he can lose this pot if it comes 3-3.
Oh.
So the Canadian about to head back north.
It's over.
As the 10 of diamonds comes off on the turn, it is over. Ivan MAMUZIC had a great tournament,
That's bottoms up, boys.
Finishing in third.
Just like that. 23 years old, going to pick up 251,000. We're down to heads-up action as Jeremy Brown, our chip leader, has the Brew Boys chugging beers. What a tournament.
That was just a standard spot. He raised the button that had 12 blinds left. I shoved threes. He had sixes.
Can I get another cocktail, please?
Sure about that?
Oh, man.
Am I sure about that? Come on now.
Bottoms up.
He has a big chip lead right now, but Liv is really solid. So if Flip gets lucky once and doubles up, Liv's going to take it down.
Actually, a round for everybody, including me, too, please.
Well, we are about to begin heads-up play between Jeremy Brown and Olivier Bousquet, a man who's made millions of dollars playing thousands of heads-up matches in his career. And still, Jeremy is ordering a round for the house, Vince.
I love this guy. I mean, even if you think you know where this is going, you don't know the half of it. An epic heads-up battle is about to begin when we return to the Season 8 Regatta Poker Open here on WPT Greatest Final Tables.
I have no doubts in my mind that I'm going to win this.
Welcome back to WPT Greatest Final Tables. The great TJ Cloutier once said that you can tell more about a man in 20 minutes in a poker game than you can in 20 years away from the tables.
That is so true. And I'll tell you, it's never more true than this night in Atlantic City. We're about to find out exactly what Olivier Bousquet and Jeremy Brown are truly made of.
Let's go back to Atlantic City, where over 900,000 and a WPT title are on the line.
I have no doubts in my mind that I'm going to win this. I have about a 3-to-1 chip lead on the guy, so I'm not worried at all.
I have a lot more experience playing heads up than he does, so I'm hoping that I can get in a good spot and double up, and then if I double up, then I think my chances are pretty good.
As you can see, both players confident that they're going to take home the title as the beautiful Regatta Babes come out with the cash.
Well, as a poker player, it's what you dream about. Playing heads up for a title on the World Poker Tour and looking at all that cash being put on the table.
Along with the beautiful WPT Tiffany bracelets, it is all on the line.
Hey, you guys got beers over there?
As Jeremy Brown knocks down another beer.
Well, Vince, I think we should call him Jeremy Chugg'em Brown. He likes to put him down, but right now it's working well for him as he's got about a 4-to-1 chip advantage as we play heads up for this title. But Vince, remember in the WPT World Championship event where David Chu came back from the great Gus Hansen when he was down 5-to-1 in chip count, so obviously it can be done.
Okay, blinds 100 and 200,000. Action on Olivier Bousquet. He has a 8-6 offsuit. The heads-up specialist. He's getting more chips out, though. He's going to raise it to 400,000 to go.
Well, he believes in being aggressive on the button. He's raising it here, and he's quickly getting called.
When in Rome.
Jeremy a little confused about his whereabouts, but nevertheless, here we go with the flop.
I check.
Oh, and he hits a queen right on the flop to take the lead.
Sure does.
He now has top pair.
And he hits the top pair. Snickers, bad tell.
Oh, man, I'm surprised Olivier just doesn't pick up on these tells better than he does.
475,000
Okay.
that Olivier has just bet. And a quick call by Jeremy, trying to pretend like he's not strong. We know he is. Here comes the turn.
Well, a nonchalant 3 of clubs comes off. Obviously no help to either player.
1 million.
Back on Jeremy, and this time he's coming out to bet $1 million.
Just in case his opponent's got a straight draw or something. I'm going to give him a free draw at it, so he fires out $1 million. And Olivier is wondering what's going on now. I raised before the flop. The guy didn't re-raise me. I bet on the flop. He called, and all of a sudden he's going to lead out on the turn.
There is.
And Olivier just not buying the fact that this guy's got top pair.
Now Olivier, a heads-up specialist, plays 40 sit-and-goes a day, he says.
All in.
He's coming back over the top, and look at this. Jeremy all in on him.
He wins.
And I mean all in without taking a breath. Olivier disgustingly throwing his hands away.
Unreal.
And he is saying, whoa. Well, Jeremy's buddies standing up. They know he's getting close to crossing the finish line now with all the cash.
You got me there, sweetheart?
Unbelievable.
My girl.
Now look at this.
You are my girl.
Guy's seen too many Bruce Willis movies. He is exuding confidence at this moment, taking down the chips, flirting with the ladies.
Now, why not? Life is good here in Atlantic City for Jeremy right now.
Let's go back to this hand. It's on Olivier. This time just a Jack 6 of hearts.
All in, Ski.
We're going to raise it again, Vince. Never calls on the button. He raises it every time.
Jeremy says all in again.
Well, you'd think the heads-up specialist might realize now. He's got to wake up and smell the coffee here, Vince, in my mind. Try to keep the pot smaller.
Cheers, guys.
This guy just comes over the top of him every
Cheers.
time and takes the pots away from him.
Get a beer.
Well, there you see the graph that shows Jeremy Brown has 94% of the chips in play. That is a massive chip lead. It looks like it's just a matter of time before he crosses the finish line and takes this title.
You know, Jeremy's an amazing person. He's going to be the only guy maybe to take home a WPT title, close to $1 million, and then go directly to AA.
500.
Well, he's got the king, queen of spade here, a big hand and heads up. He makes it a $500,000 to go. Says his favorite hand is the king, queen of diamonds, but I'm sure right now
Hey, another cocktail?
this one will do just fine to get the chips in there.
Oh, boy. My kind of guy right here.
Olivier better be very careful here, Vince. He's dominated, as we can see. It's king, queen versus queen 6. Yes, he's got a short stack of chips. At some point, you got to make a move with him, but is this the time you want to set him out there with just this hand? He prides himself on being a heads-up specialist. That's all he does professionally is play online heads-up tournaments.
What do you win?
He opts to lay it down. A good lay down here by Olivier, but Jeremy has a massive chip lead, about 95% of the chips.
95% to 5%. No player on the WPT had ever come back from such an enormous chip deficit. Could Olivier Bousquet put himself in the record books and nab a WPT title in the process?
Stick around. We're coming back with more from our number 9 pick on WPT Greatest Final Tables. WPT Greatest Final Tables is brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Welcome back to WPT Greatest Final Tables, where we are counting down the top 10 most thrilling finals in WPT history. Tonight, it's number 9 on our list. A surprising, and some might say, controversial choice.
Oh, yeah. The Season 8 Borgata Poker Open didn't have the big names, that show up every week on your TV out there. But what it had was a heads-up match that demonstrated the incredible heart and skill of one player and the incredible mistakes of another.
Well, I know as you and I sat there, Vince, back in 2010 in Atlantic City, when Jeremy Brown was holding 95% of the chips, we were thinking, man, this thing is going to get over fast, and that you and I could get the last call.
That's if Jeremy Brown left any booze at the bar for us. I mean, he was drinking so much. But the guy was playing brilliantly up to that point. And all he had to do to become a WPT champion and become $900,000 richer was just hold it together.
And right now, the guy that's running over the game is Jeremy Brown, the accountant out of New York. $29 million in chips.
It must be all the beer that I'm drinking. It's messing with my head.
He is crushing Olivier Bousquet, who has about $1.5 million. He is hanging on by dental floss at this point. Back down to the cards. It's going to be on Olivier. Can he come back?
Well, that's a good way to start right here. He picks up ace-queen on the button. Blinds are 1 in 200,000, so
It's all yours,
he's
brother.
going all in right here.
It doesn't quite get the action he wanted.
Well, Jeremy with the 7 deuce.
He wanted me to call him. He wanted me to call him. He can't believe that I didn't call him. He wanted it.
Well, you are exactly right about that, Jeremy.
You know all those pros that say,
He can't believe it.
go to the table, your best game, never drink at the table. They're wrong, okay? Jeremy is living proof of that. But with that pot, the antes have gone up to 30,000, and the blinds are 122.40, Mike.
Tell you one thing, Vince, if Jeremy wins this, beer sales will go up around the country in every home poker game for sure.
All right, I'm all in.
He's having fun. Now, Jeremy this time with Queen 9. He says all in. Olivier mumbling to himself. He's just got Jack 7 of clubs.
Well, Vince, he also understands that he's a massive chip underdog right now. Sometimes you just have to gamble in hopes to double up to make something happen.
To be a cocktail?
Get momentum on your side. The question is, do you want to do it with this hand right here?
I need one. Yeah, please. Can I get a drink? Jesus.
Sometimes players, act like they're drinking a lot of beer, like they're getting, cockeyed, and they're really not. This is not the case for Jeremy.
Right now he's got the best hand with the queen high.
Thirsty over here.
Olivier with a tough decision here as to what to do. Does he want to gamble with this hand?
I'm on E.
Like W.C. Fields here. Just give me another cocktail, give me a beer, and let me win the money.
That's so sick. Okay, call.
Well, look at this.
Well, it could be over right here.
You were racing.
Says we're racing, not exactly. Jeremy is a 3-2 favorite to win this pot and take this title right here.
It could all come down to this. The very confident Jeremy Brown.
Well, he's raising the roof already, Vance, but it's not over yet. We haven't seen a flop yet.
Here comes the first three.
Oh, it's 10-9 deuce.
Oh, Jeremy hitting his pair of nines out in front.
No 8.
Well, an 8
Or
does
jack.
give Olivier a straight, so he
jack.
needs an 8 or a jack to take the lead.
Olivier needs it desperately.
Oh, he hits a jack on the turn. It is a jack of diamonds, though. This card does give Jeremy a flush draw and a straight draw.
Diamond, a king, or an 8.
Or a queen or a 9.
Or 9. Diamond, king, 8, 9. I got a ton of outs. So many outs.
He is right about that. A ton of outs.
So many outs. I should just close my eyes and go to bed.
But right now, Olivier out in front with a shot to double up.
Can he make it happen right now and take down the title? Jeremy Brown.
I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
Thinks it's coming?
Well, it's not.
Good hand.
So the match continues as Olivier doubles up.
I know that you are mostly an online player.
Yeah,
I looked you up. You've won a lot of money.
I mostly play heads-up singles online, yeah.
You're a heads-up specialist.
I guess.
So hopefully you'll get heads up, and then we won't even have to worry about it.
Yeah, right. I'll probably get heads up and then get crushed. It's probably what's going to happen.
A lot up for grabs. The winner going to walk away with close to $1 million here tonight. And Jeremy Brown, the accountant from New York, out in front right there with $27 million. Olivia Bousquet with $3.3 million in chips. The heads-up specialist, first to act here right now. Can he come back here tonight? He's got a queen, 8 of diamonds in his hand.
Olivier, a Cornell graduate, a philosophy major.
Olivia's with the button. Now he's just going to call it with a queen, 8 of diamonds.
I check.
Well, first time we've seen this play, a Olympian.
And Jeremy not going to raise with a king, 4 of spades.
Now here comes a flop. 9-5-3, no help to either player. Now Jeremy checks. And the aggressive instincts of Olivier take over as he fires out 250,000.
Always picking the wrong spots. 500.
Shakes his head and raises.
Well, unbelievable. Now here he's acting weak, and he really is weak, Vance. He comes over the top with a raise, a min raise, as we say, a minimum raise, up to 500,000. Well, it shows him the king, 4 of spades.
Oh.
Doesn't phase Olivier. He's actually showing him the best hand, but he's just showing him he's capable of making a move once in a while, I guess.
Yep, mixing up his acting job. And to this hand we go. Olivia picking up a pair of ladies, pair of queens.
Well, right now, Olivier looks down at 2 queens, and he's hoping this Penn State grad will raise him this time, I promise you. See what he's going to do now. He limped in. That didn't work. Now he's going to double the size of the blind.
I really hope we can dance right now.
This is the minimum raise you can make, 480,000.
I call.
Jeremy, was he 9-7 of diamonds, is going to bite, makes the call.
I checked it better.
Jeremy checking in the blind.
Most all poker pros would make the call with the 9-7 of diamonds. Here comes the flop. Well, it's come 6-5-3. Gives Jeremy a 2-way straight draw, as we say, but the 2 queens of Olivier the best hand, and he's betting 400,000.
Just 400?
Well, he says just 400 because there's over $1 million in the pot when he bet the 400,000.
When in Rome.
Jeremy knows it's suspicious, but he has a big drawing
So
hand.
Jeremy has made the call now. A diamond comes off.
I check to the better.
This gives Jeremy a flush draw as well as his 2-way straight draw.
But he's going to check. Nevertheless, now it's on Olivier. He got the overpair.
Yeah, there's 1.8 million in the pot.
All in.
He's got a little bit more than that left. It moves all in.
Good bet.
How much is it?
Well, it looks to me like close to 2 million.
Ah, this sucks.
He's going into the standing think mode right now.
A huge draw right now, dude. Monster draw.
Sure does have a big draw.
Pop your ass right now.
As the cards lie, Olivier over a 2-1 favorite to win this pot.
Holy shit.
You have a big draw and you're thinking about folding?
He's got the 2-way straight draw and the flush draw.
What are you trying to get me to fold now?
It's like a 20th year stack. Why wouldn't you just call it?
What, do you have a
big
3-5?
draw? No, I don't.
You promise?
Yeah, you're not dead, I promise. I promise, you're not dead.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you're not dead.
He's telling me he's not dead. He wants him to make this call, Vince.
2 overs, 2 straight draws, flush draw. Oh, what? God.
How could you even fold that hand?
I call you.
Oh. And he's getting called, so he's getting his wish. Now let's see if it backfires on him or not. If Jeremy catches an 8, a 4, or a diamond, he'll be our champion. Otherwise, Olivier will double up.
You talked me into it.
Yes, he did, just like you talked in another opponent early on. It happens at this game.
Well, let's see if it works or not. Well, the ace of clubs comes off. So Olivier reels him into the pot, and he doubles up because of it.
Nicely done. He's pecking his way back.
You talked me into that. I should have folded that.
Exciting, bizarre action continuing.
I need a bathroom break, so I'll take it.
Olivier Bousquet clawing his way back into this match.
Yes, will those doubles up be enough to sober up Jeremy Brown? Or is he helpless to stop the greatest comeback in WPT history? More twists and turns in this epic heads-up match when we return on WPT Greatest Final Tables.
Jeremy's a tough player. He's really aggressive, and he's willing to make some big calls. My goal against him is hopefully to have a pretty decent hand, and I expect him to pay me off if I do. I also think that he's capable of getting frustrated and making a mistake. But I think that if we play long enough, I might be able to catch him in a spot where he makes a mistake.
Welcome back to WPT Greatest Final Tables, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. We have selected the top 10 best final tables in WPT history, and tonight we've arrived at number 9 on the list, the Season 8 Borgata Poker Open.
That's right. It is the story of a brash young player who might be blowing his shot at becoming a WPT champion, and the story of an absolutely miraculous comeback that just might fall short.
Can Olivier Bousquet complete the greatest comeback in WPT history? Can Jeremy Brown avoid an epic disaster? The battle rages on as we return once more to Atlantic City and the Season 8 Borgata Poker Open.
Heads-up action continues, and the antes are going up at 30,000. The blinds will be 150 and 300,000.
Well, even though Olivier has doubled up twice, they're still right back where they started when this heads-up match began, where Jeremy has about a 4-1 chip lead.
And Olivier says, I just hope to stick around so that this Jeremy can make a mistake. Let's see if it'll happen. Action going to Jeremy Brown, the accountant out of New York. He's got a 10-4.
Well, in my view, here's a mistake, Vince. He's making a minimum raise with this garbage hand. Virtually, his opponent's priced in to call 300,000 more with any 2 cards that he has. And I say if you're going to raise it with a junk hand, make a big raise where your opponent might get out of the pot, but that wouldn't happen in this case because Olivier has picked up ace-king. But still, a very peculiar raise in my mind to raise it a minimum amount with such a junk hand.
Well, Olivier's got a big hand, ace-king. And he's got some decisions to make here. Push it now, play it coy and just call. We will see.
Well, a lot of top players say an ace-king is still a drawing hand. You got to catch something to really have something, so I'll be shocked if he doesn't raise it here. And indeed, he does raise it to 1.7 million.
Ouch.
That's why I hate this minimum raise with this garbage hand of a 10-4 offsuit.
And the accountant cannot like those odds. Now, will he make this call?
What do you have behind you?
What do you have behind, he's saying?
About 4 million.
4 behind you still?
You're going to see it all in there in case you raise it here, Jeremy. I can tell you that.
2 New Yorkers with a chance of a lifetime, battling wits right now.
You want to dance right now? We can do it.
I don't want to see you guys dance right now, personally. But maybe you could just fold the hand and move on.
Oh, boy.
No?
Just trying to get him to talk.
Olivia would like to dance right now, I can tell you that. Not on the dance floor, though. On the green felt.
All right, we'll save the last dance for another time.
Oh, boy, he's working on those stale lines, but nevertheless makes the right decision, gets out of the way. And right now, Olivier's girlfriend, Lorelei, will be talking to us in the audience.
He seems to work very well under pressure. You know, he's sort of like the comeback kid, so I'm not worried about it. You know, he's down a little bit, but as you know, things can change very quickly.
Well, Lorelei, very confident in her man there.
Yeah, she definitely believes in him.
And I'll tell you, he looks confident playing heads up, even though Jeremy's got the big chip lead.
He was down to only 1.5 million at one time in this heads-up battle. He's battled back, but this hand, Jeremy Brown has a Jack-8 and the button,
17.
and is going to raise.
Well, he's made it 750,000 to go. Remember, blinds are 150 and 300,000, so it's going to cost Olivier 450,000 to make the call, and he does so with the 10-9.
Okay, here comes the flop.
Well, what a flop!
Wow, look at this. Olivier has flopped the nuts, top straight.
He's got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No hand can beat him right now. Action's on Olivier.
And Jeremy with the top pair of 8s.
This could spell a little trouble for him.
All in.
What?
All in. Call.
And he's leading out and betting, Vince, not checking the nuts. And quickly all in by Jeremy Brown.
And Olivier quickly called, of course.
Unbelievable. And Vince, believe it or not, I don't really fault Jeremy for making this play. You just can't expect your opponent's going to flop a straight and then lead right out and bet into you. You think you might have something like a 7-9, a pair with a straight draw, something like that. But right now, he's going to have to hit 2 runners to stay alive. Well, there's one of them. A jack comes off. Jeremy can catch a jack or an 8.
It's a good sweat.
And this tournament will be history.
That was really an interesting card.
The hope is still alive of knocking out Olivier Bousquet. We will see. We're going down to the river.
Well, it's a 7. So Olivier has done it again. He has doubled up. And Vince, you can sure feel the momentum changing in this match. I can tell you that. A minute ago, this guy had a 19-1 chip lead over him. Now it's less than 2-1.
Jesus.
The match will continue. Jeremy Brown taking his lumps right now. He's taking it back. He's guzzling more beer. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go again. Ace-King again for Olivier.
Well, right now, Olivier is catching cards, as we say. Couldn't come at a better time for him. He's going to raise it the minimum to 600,000.
Jeremy with a quick, frustrated call with Queen Deuce of clubs.
Well, you can't blame him for calling with that, but it's come Ace, King, 6.
Top 2 for Olivier.
My girl.
And Jeremy Brown now, first to act, caught nothing on that flop.
I checked to the better.
He's going to check it. Now, do you play it slow? No, not if you're Olivier. Come out and bet.
That's 800,000.
I raised.
Oh no, he's imploding before our very eyes. And the accountant's going to raise with nothing.
2.4.
Oh.
2.4 million he makes it.
Oh, wow. Should have cut off Dean Martin a few drinks ago.
Well, he's raised at 1.6 million. That play is not going to work here against the top 2 pair. And look at this. This is a very calculated re-raise. It's exactly 1.6 million more. In other words, Olivier made the minimum raise possible in this situation to try to lure his opponent to keep coming.
And the Jeremy cannot like this right now. Sometimes you got to realize when the jig is up, you took your shot, bad timing, misread, move on.
3 million more.
But he's going to re-raise, Vince.
Oh, no.
Can you believe this?
On top of the 1.6.
He's raising at 3 million more on top of the 1.6.
This is the train wreck off the mountain cliff in slow-mo.
I mean, Vince, he's got no hand and no draw. Even if he had Queen Jack in this spot, at least he could catch a 10 to make it straight. Here he's got to hit 2 running deuces, 2 running queens, or a running Jack 10, but he's never going to get that opportunity.
All in.
Because Olivier is going to go all in right here to shut him out of this pot. Unbelievable. Jeremy Brown really misstepping it on this hand here.
Yeah, this is a charity play, and finally mucks his hand.
Making a WPT final table is definitely a goal that I've always had, and I think that any player that plays tournament poker wants to do. So I'm really excited that I'm here. But ultimately, my main goal, especially now that I have a lot of chips, is to win the tournament.
So for the first time tonight in this heads-up battle, Olivier Bousquet has the chip lead. He's got nearly 18.6 million. Jeremy Brown with 12 million.
Yeah, that is true. And the antes and blinds are going up. $40,000 antes. Blinds will be 200 and 400,000. To the table we go. Action on Jeremy Brown.
800.
He's got king queen this time. He's going to raise.
Well, again, the minimum raise makes it 800,000.
Olivier with a king-9 is quickly called.
Now flop comes queen 10-9. Great flop for Jeremy here. He's out in front with the 2 queens. They both have the same straight draw. Olivier has bottom pair.
Check.
Yep, Olivier checks.
800.
Now Jeremy is going to bet his top pair.
He's bet 800,000 and he's called by Olivier. I think he's getting called here, Vince, because not only the bottom pair, but the straight draw. And Olivier knows this guy's been on tilt. Both players now have 2 pairs. Jeremy out in front.
Check.
Olivier checks.
Both players, of course, fearful that their opponent has a jack in their hand, which would give them a straight.
And Jeremy behind him has checked it. And a queen on the river.
Dream card for Jeremy there. He now has a full house. Now, Olivier thinks his kings up are good here.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's trying to make a value bet here.
That's a $1.2 million bet.
Oh, look at this. The knuckle cracking again. The nonchalant look out into space.
I raise.
Like I don't know what to do. Well, he announces raise after cracking his knuckles.
4.5.
He's going to make it 4.5 million.
Jeremy's friends playing footsies there.
Well, Olivier just saw this guy bluff off a lot of money and turned up that queen deuce a minute ago when he had aces and kings. So he's wondering, is the guy trying to make another play? Is he just trying to show off for his buddies and making a raise when he doesn't have anything again?
So confused right here.
There's Lorelei, Olivier's girlfriend.
I think that makes sense to me.
I mean, virtually all he can be is a bluff here, Vince. I mean, if the guy had a king in his hand, he would not raise it in this spot.
Why my instincts are telling me to call?
He must have a full house or a straight to make a raise here.
Call.
Oh, wow.
Well, Olivier's going to make the call, and he is not going to like it as Jeremy turns up a full house.
Yeah, full house is good. King full is good.
And the Brew Boys cheer.
I don't have a jack, no. I had a king. He never raises a jack ever. It's back call.
He's talking to his fans, trying to explain why he made that call on the river.
Nice hand, bro. Very nice. Well played.
Oh, we have a new chip leader again.
No, I know. I'm
Flip
just
flop
saying.
back to Jeremy Brown, the accountant.
Nice hand.
Got over
Nice
18
hand. Well
million, and now Olivier's got down to 12 million.
Now back to the table we go.
Action on Olivier.
And he looks down at the Highway Patrol hand. We've seen that hand a lot here, a 10-4 over and out at this final table. Here it's the 10-4 hearts.
Yep, he's raised with it, makes it 800,000. Jeremy with a 9 deuce of diamonds, gonna call.
I think he's on a little roll right now. And indeed he is. And there comes the flop.
Flop comes up 8-7-4.
600.
And Jeremy's gonna try to steal this, bet 600,000. Olivier with a pair of 4s, Jeremy with nothing.
Well, Olivier's looking him up with bottom pair here. And rightfully so. Oh, jack of diamonds comes off. So there on the flop, Jeremy bet with no hand and no draw. All of a sudden he's got a straight draw and a flush draw.
Check.
But he's gonna check this time. And Olivier behind him is gonna check. Going to the river.
Oh, the queen of diamonds comes off. This gives Jeremy a flush. He is going to win this pot. Now he's going to try to figure out how he can extract chips from his opponent.
Just a beautiful river card.
Well, there's about 2.8 million in the pot.
1.4.
He's going to bet half of that amount. He's going to bet 1.4 million.
Nicely calculated by the accountant.
Well, if you're sitting in Olivier's seat, you're saying, what could this guy have? You don't put him on a backdoor diamond flush draw. The guy bet on the flop, so you're not going to put him on 2 diamonds here. In fact, when you play poker, very rare do you put a guy on a backdoor flush, as we say, where he catches 1 trump card on the turn and 1 on the river. If he's got it, he's got it, but you just don't put him on it. So he's going to pay him off a bottom pair. All he can beat's a stone bluff.
Flush. Wow.
And Olivier says, wow, because he bet with a 9 deuce on that flop.
Oh, sick.
That's why he's so surprised.
WPT Greatest Final Tables returns Jeremy Brown switches from beer to water, but is it too late to avert the biggest meltdown in WPT history?
Emotions run high as this titanic match reaches its final battle. Don't go away.
Noli Francisco is going to be a Borgata champion.
Daniel Negreanu is our champion.
The amateur poker player is a WPT champion.
Well, Mark Newhouse, he is our champion.
Roy Winston is a WPT champion.
Vivek Rajkumar is our champion.
So exciting.
Welcome back to WPT Greatest Final Tables and the conclusion of one of the most thrilling heads-up battles in WPT history, the number 9 selection on our top 10 list.
Oh, yeah. It is Olivier Bousquet versus Jeremy Brown for a $925,000 first-place prize and the coveted title of WPT champion of the Season 8 Borgata Poker Open in Atlantic City.
And right now, Jeremy Brown, the accountant out of New York, out in front with 21 million. Olivier Bousquet with 8.9 million, Mike.
Action's on Olivier. He looks down at the 9-5 of spades on the button.
Blinds 200 and 400,000. Very hefty.
And he's going to make it 800,000 to go.
2 million straight.
And look at this, 2 million by Jeremy Brown with the 4-deuce offsuit.
Oh, just a Gus Hansen play, a junk hand.
And he's got the chip lead again. He's just trying to apply pressure where the guy will go away. It might work here, because that's a hefty raise when you're just looking at 9-5. But he's going to make the call. So Olivier gambling here with the 9-5 of spade. See if it pays off for him. He's flopped the flush draws, come King, Jack, 7 with 2 spades. And this is what happens when you raise out of position. You're almost committed to fire at this pot, even though you only have a 4-deuce offsuit here.
But he's going to
3 million.
keep this lie going here. He's bet $3 million.
On.
And quickly,
Whoa.
Olivier has gone all in with the flush draw.
Yes, he has. Really quite uncallable at this point, and Jeremy finally has to lay it down.
Well, that's the problem sometimes when you raise with those garbage hands, the 4-deuce offsuit, because now after the flop, you got to commit more chips to the pot. And there's a case that he could have just saved 4.4 million in chips if he just mucks his hand.
Are they bringing the water over here or what?
Oh, look at this, Jeremy for the first time tonight asking for water. I say, bring it with 3 aspirins and some black coffee.
Well, he's still the chip leader. If I could give Jeremy one poker lesson real quick, it would be that money saved is money earned. You're allowed to fold when the guy raises once in a while.
I call. Check.
Blinds going up to 250 and 500,000. Jeremy with Queen 9 has just called. And Olivier with 10-8, content to see the flop.
And flop comes 10-7-7. So Olivier out in front with 10s up. He's going to check.
750.
Jeremy gonna bet
750,000 is the bet.
with just Queen high.
And he's going to get called right here.
Yep, and look at this. Jeremy sees the humor in life even when he has nothing.
And now a jack comes off.
Check.
And it does give Jeremy an open-end straight draw here. Olivier checks, and Jeremy checks right behind him. Now another 10 comes off at the river. This gives a full house to Olivier.
Yep, he's first to act, getting the chips out.
Yeah, Olivier is going to bet 800,000 here. And there's virtually no hand that Jeremy can beat here. If his opponent had an 8-9, he's got a straight. If he had a 10 or a 7, he's got a full house. If he's got an ace high, he's beat.
2.7. Call.
He's going to raise it here.
Oh boy, and he gets a quick call, of course, by Olivier.
Well, Olivier's 10s full are going to take down that pot, but that was just a mental block by Jeremy Brown.
Well, right there you can see that the accountant from New York, Jeremy Brown, he has 15.6 million, but Olivier Bousquet has come back. He's got about 14.9 million. It is a horse race.
It's about a dead heat right now, Vince. As you said, if somebody winning the blinds could change the chip lead now, that's how small it is.
1,000.
Million, you meant?
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry.
Jeremy with a king 5 this time. He's raised it to $1 million. Olivier looks like he's going to call with just a jack 10.
All right, so here we go. Comes the flop. Let's come jack 9-5.
Check.
Great flop for Olivier. He's out front with 2 jacks and checks.
And Jeremy catching a pair of 5s here, also going to check.
He checked bottom pair there. Good discipline. Now a 9 comes off. Both players have 2 pair. Olivier has the top 2 pair. Jeremy has the bottom 2 pair. Olivier's going to come out and bet $1.5 million here.
I call.
Jeremy stands him down. Doesn't believe him. He's going to make this call. So a big pot brewing right now between these 2 men. As the crowd stares on, river card coming up.
Well, the 4 hearts comes off. This card could spell trouble for Jeremy because it's no flush card, no straight card, no overcards.
Olivier, will he put in the value bet?
3.5. I call.
3.5 million.
And quickly called by Jeremy.
Have a jack.
Oh, yes, an angry quick call.
Well, you can't really blame him for calling there with 2 5s, Vince.
No.
Looked like his opponent could add a straight draw or flush draw real easy the way that hand was played.
Wow.
Unfortunately for Jeremy, he takes another $5 million hit.
Ooh, really nice hand there.
He's talking to himself right now. Been playing for a long time. Jeremy started playing in college. Said he was a madman. Well, he's proven that here tonight as well. But he's going after close to $1 million. That's the difference. To this hand we go. Olivier this time with ace-3.
Call.
Any ace high in a heads-up situation is a pretty good hand, but he just limps in.
1.5 total.
And Jeremy Brown has a pair of ladies, queens. He's going to raise it.
Yep, he's made it $1.5 million, and he's been called.
So this could be a good one. Here's the flop.
And flop comes 9-7 deuce with 2 hearts.
Queen's well out in front. It's on him, and he's betting $2 million.
Well, he slams $2 million in the pot. Olivier quickly gives it up.
Yeah, no games by Olivier. Nice lay down.
A mild comeback by Jeremy on that hand anyway.
So Olivier still out in front, guarding his money well. Can he finish off young Jeremy Brown? We will see. Jeremy this time with a lousy 5 deuce.
He's got the 5 deuce of spade. He's on the button.
1.2.
Well, these are the kind of hands I think that have got him in trouble here. He raised with the 4 deuce. He raised with all these hands.
He takes chances. Yeah, 1.2 million. And Olivier with an ace-4 makes the call. Here we go with the first 3, and look at this 3 of a kind for Olivier.
Unbelievable. It's come 4-4-3. He checks the 3 4s. Jeremy has the open-in straight draw.
All in. Call.
And he goes all in. Well, Olivier's quickly called him, and unfortunately for Jeremy, the ace won't help him.
He's got to be dead. I have a 4.
He must catch a 6. So Olivier well out front there, about an 85% favorite to win this pot.
3-4 ace. 3-4 ace. Come on. 3-4 ace.
5.
Olivier Bousquet has come back from 19-1 difference in chips in this final heads-up action. Has it all on the line right now.
A 6 is the only card on the turn that'll give Jeremy the lead. He could catch 2 running spades.
Oh, that's 1 of spades.
Well, there's one of them. Any spade but the 3 of spade will now win the pot for Jeremy, as well as a 6.
The crowd on their feet, as is Jeremy. He needs some luck.
Hold.
Can this be it?
Well, Olivier knows he's 1 card away from winning this title, and a 5 comes up. He's done it. He's going to win the pot with 3 4s. Olivier has made the greatest comeback in the history of the World Poker Tour, playing heads up. That's amazing.
He goes over to his friends, hugs for all.
Well, boys, let's cheers to that one.
$1 million, my man.
As Jeremy meets the Brew Boys and slugs down another.
Well, there you see the emotions of Olivier. They're all coming out now.
There's no crying in poker.
You can't blame him, Vince. The guy's captured a WPT title that's been a dream of his, and to do it when you were a 19-1 chip underdog at one point in this heads-up battle, that is really special.
Come on.
Your blind's still gone.
And that's going to do it. Another name in the record books at Regatta.
Once again, congratulations to our champion, Olivier Bousquet.
Okay, Mike, what do you think? Is that the greatest comeback in WPT history or the biggest screw-up?
Well, Vince, as much of a deserving champion as Olivier Bousquet is, you know, I got to feel bad for Jeremy Brown right now.
Yeah.
The chance to become a WPT champion only comes around maybe once in a lifetime for most players, and to let it slip away like he did, well, I think it's going to be something he's going to regret the rest of his life.
Well, we will see. On the other hand, the next time you're at a table, remember Olivier Bousquet. Play your game to the best of your ability, never give up no matter what the odds, and then just order your opponent a beer.
Or two. And you can buy me a beer as soon as we're done here, Vince, because I can use one. Please join us next time as Vince and I reach into the WPT vault for number 8 on our top 10 list of final tables, a multi-million-dollar affair that many consider a turning point in poker history. Until then, for WPT Greatest Final Tables, I'm Mike Sexton.
And I'm Vince Van Patten. Thanks for watching.
Next time on WPT Greatest Final Tables. So here is old school versus new school.
You guys made him nervous.
Really nice.
Take that. Cash is laid out there.
Can I borrow some money?